Alright guys, welcome back. I'm just going to do a quick review of the draft. Probably going to upset people. I understand everyone thinks they drafted A-plus teams, had an A-plus draft. Unfortunately, it's just not the case. Everyone can't have an A-plus team. Everyone can't make the playoffs, right Kyle? Also, today the text message was pretty fun. I enjoyed all of that. A lot of shit talking. It's going to be a good year, guys. I'm going to start off with Kyle. He had the first pick with Todd Gurley. Gurley could be a good running back, but he's going to be hurt the first couple of weeks here. So, that's a future pick for right now. Kyle's second pick was at the end of the second round with Rashad Perriman. I actually like the pick. He's a fast receiver. Flacco throws bombs. Might not get a ton of receptions, but he'll get the yardage. Not a bad pick. Kyle's next pick is at the end of the third, where he picks LeGarrette Blount. I believe he's suspended for 1 game, which isn't terrible, but you never know what New England running backs. He could be getting a lot of touches. He might get none. So it's a wild card. I followed that up with the first pick in the 4th round, which is his final pick, with Buck Allen. Don't really know much about the guy. He's probably the backup to Forsett, so see some touches, maybe not too many. See in future years how that works out for him. Overall, I would give Kyle's draft a B. You just never know with Gurley and the rest of them, so you get a B. Next is Holman. Holman has a lot of picks, I believe. Start off with the second pick with Melvin Gordon. Think he's going to excel in the Chargers offense as long as the pass game can stay somewhat decent. I think Gordon's going to have a pretty good year. Followed that up with the exact next pick of Amari Cooper. Cooper is very good. He's going to do pretty well. Derek Carr, as long as he stays on the field, is going to help him a lot. If Carr goes down, the Raiders are not very good otherwise. After that, in the second round, he got Devontae Parker, which is a pick that I really like. I'm a big Tannehill fan, as we know. Chris is not, even though he likes the Dolphins, but I think Parker could have a good year, maybe as the number 1 or 2, depending on what him and Stills do, and Landry in the middle. Then he had the next pick and picked Abdullah, which I also really like that pick. I think Abdullah is going to take over for Detroit. He's not a big, powerful back, but he is quick and fast, and I don't think the other running backs on that team are worth starting. So Abdullah should see his touches. That's not a bad pick. Where are you next, Holman? Holman doesn't pick again until the 4th round, where he gets Jalen Strong at 4-2, which is an awesome pickup. He's probably going to be the number 2 receiver in Houston. They don't really have a quarterback that we could rely on, but you never know what the future holds, and the kid can play. So, good pick. Then he picked David Cobb right after that. Holman apparently likes the 2-3 picks. He did that in every round except for the 3rd. David Cobb is the backup to Bishop Sankey, who had a dismal year last year. So, if Sankey struggles, Cobb could see some more carries, and you don't know. He's not flashy, but it's a solid late round choice. I'm going to give Holman's draft. We're going to give Holman an A. Holman had a good draft. Watch out for him this year. Hopefully all his players don't die. Next is me. I've gotten criticism for my first two picks of Winston and Mariota. They're starting QBs in the NFL. Now I have 5 quarterbacks that can play. I don't hate the move. Most of you guys do. We'll see how it pans out. My next pick was in the second round at 6. I got Marvin Jones. It was a kid that scored 10 touchdowns in 2013. Sat out last year with an injury. I'm hoping that he's coming back. He's going to be the number 2. And we'll see if Dalton can get his head on straight, because that would also help me. After that, I had the first pick in the 3rd round where I picked Jonathan Stewart. Injury history, can't really rely on him, but he played the last 8 games last year, did pretty decent. He's got the backfield to himself right now, and if he can stay healthy, you never know. After that, at 3-6, I selected John Brown. It's going to be the number 2 receiver right now since Michael Floyd broke his fingers. He's good in the slot. He can get deep. He's going to have Carson. I like the pick. And then to round it out, at 4-6, I got Matt Jones as a handcuff. You never know how long Alfred's going to play. I believe he's in a contract year. And I don't think he's ever been injured, but if he does go down, I got the other kid. I'm going to give myself a B+. I thought it was a good draft for value, but the top 2 picks, we're not going to really know how that pans out until later on in the year, or maybe even to the next years. Up next was Chris, with, I think, was a very good pick. I didn't think anyone was going to take him this high. I was hoping he kind of fell. Nelson Agholor at 1-5. I think he's going to excel in Chip Kelly's office, and what better place to go than the Chip Kelly of our league. Following that, Chris at 2-1 went with Latavius Murray. A few of you guys were pretty high on him. I didn't see much from him last year. Last year they were saying that he was going to be good. I didn't see it. But people were upset that Chris got him here, and we'll see what he's got this year. After that, Chris selects at 4-4. He took Jeremy Langford. I don't even know his name. He's on the Bears, a running back. I'm assuming he's 3rd string. I don't really know much about the kid, and I can't really give you an insight on that. And then Chris rounded his draft out at 4-7 and picked Josh Hill, who was supposed to be the replacement to Jimmy Graham. Hopefully that does work out for him. I haven't heard much about him. I heard that he's a decent receiver, and if you're getting someone that's close to Jimmy Graham at 4-7, that could be the steal of the draft. For Chris's draft, he got, I think, only 4 players. I really like the Agholor pick, and that really lifts your whole draft. I'm also going to give you a B, because I don't like Murray, and Langford's questionable, but Josh Hill and Agholor are good picks there. I think next up is Champ. Champ's first pick is at 1-7, where he got TJ Yeldon. He's a Jacksonville Jaguar. If Bortles can get that offense moving, the run game could be open. If Bortles isn't playing well, you're probably not going to be running much of anything. So that we're going to have to see how that one really plays out. Champ then selects at 2-4, where he picks the Bills defense. They were the number 1 scoring defense last year. No one had them. It's not a bad pickup, especially when you need a defense. So, interesting play there. And and Champ then selects all the way at the end of the draft at 4-8. Picks up Osweiler. He traded for Peyton Manning. Was hoping that maybe Osweiler is going to take his place when Manning leaves. That's the only reason I could see for that pick. You only got 3 picks. Osweiler is really not going to play. Bills D I like, and Yeldon is questionable. I'm going to give you a C+, champ. Next is Jay. He's the last pick in the first round, where he gets Kevin White. Kind of falls. I thought Kevin White was going to go higher. Not a bad pick, but he still hasn't even touched the field yet, so we'll see what happens. Jay then picks at 2-5, where we got Tevin Coleman. Coleman fell. I guess a lot of you don't like the Atlanta offense. If they can get Matt Ryan to stay upright and get those receivers moving, you know, if Coleman starts, that could be huge for him. He then comes and gets Dorsett at the end of the second round, who, other than T.Y. Hilton being their #1 receiver, I have no idea what the pecking order is in Indianapolis. I'm sure Dorsett's going to see plenty of time, especially in that passing offense. Their run game is terrible. It's not a bad pick, but he's pretty much like T.Y. Hilton Jr., so interesting for the Colts to do that. Coming into the third at 3-4, you pick up Jimmy Garoppolo to help the Tom Brady suspension if it happens. Understandable pick. You have the very next pick at 3-5, Jay Ajayi. Thought Chris was going to take him for sure because he's a Dolphin. You end up getting him. Haven't heard anything really much about him in practice. I know he's got injury concerns. He fell in the real draft, he fell in this draft, but if he could play and Lamar Miller's not excelling, not a bad pickup. Jay then has 4-5 with his final pick of Devin Funchess. I think that's a great pick, especially in the 4th round. He's going to be the #2 in Carolina. He's big. He's a gigantic target for Cam Newton, and with Olsen and Kelvin Benjamin also playing, there's going to be some open field to make some plays. I really like that pick. Overall, Jay got a decent amount of players. Got 2 receivers that can make an impact. 3, actually. 2 running backs. 1 that's going to definitely probably be a starter, and a backup for his quarterback. I'm giving Jay A-. A- for Jay, because I still think Holman so far has the best draft. I can't give you higher than what Holman got, or equal to. Andrew's next. Andrew had 1 pick in this draft. Kid's trading everything to play for this year. So maybe hopefully that works out for you. But you know, having 1 pick in the draft is not ideal, especially in the 3rd round. You did pick up a decent running back in Duke Johnson. The Browns' offense is bad, but maybe he could still run the ball, maybe get some catches and get you some points. I got to give you a C- just for having 1 pick in the draft and getting a Browns player. So not good, but we understand what you're trying to do, Andrew. And then Mayo, who also didn't have many picks. Mayo's first pick comes in the 3rd round at #3, where he gets Dorial Green-Beckham. Mayo, you already have a track record of receivers with getting arrested and having issues, so you picked another one. So I guess you don't really learn your lesson, but it's worked out for you because you've been winning. You follow that up at 3-8, where you get David Johnson. Really like that pick. You don't know what Ellington's going to do. I hope he stays on the field. I hope he's playing a lot. But he's little. Dave Johnson's not little. And he can see some definite playing time. After that, I don't think you had another pick. So you only had the 2 picks. You got a good but questionable receiver and a running back that has potential. I'm going to give you a C. And that's it. So overall, I think Holman had the best draft, followed by Jay. And we'll see how it works out for everyone. Good luck to everyone this year, and I will be updating as much as I can.